It's time for a team battle Sejuani. I'm Stonewall. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. What's up? I'm Colby Cheese, and as a celebration of me coming back to League of Legends, I decided to do a guest commentary for old Stone Bro here, and he is going to be doing some Sejuani. Yes, that is correct. In the jungle time, this is going to be a fun game to watch, so hopefully you guys are ready. Personally, I've been enjoying the remake to Sejuani. She does look quite cool, I think. And she is a lot of fun to play. She can be very annoying, and her damage is decent for being more of a support jungler, which I find her to be. And so we have it starting off nice little blue there, going to be a Smiteless from what I can tell. And yes, he's going to be skipping over right to the red buff. This is a pretty common thing to see nowadays, since you can go straight to level 3 and have a very fast gank. Nice positioning for Lee Sin. Stonewall gets in there and does a little bit of damage. No reason to dive at this point. Looks like he'll stay around for a bit more harass and look for an extra gank. Doesn't get any damage off. And what do we have here? A jungle Corki. Not something that I've ever witnessed in a long time, or ever actually for that matter. But we'll see how it works out for him. A little bit of counter jungle happening here. As you can see, Stonewall does pick up the wolves, and we're going to watch bottom lane for just a bit. They are putting lots of pressure. If they stay in this position, he's going to be able to come down there and get a gank. But up top lane, he is going to get a nice slow onto the Giant, and it doesn't look like he has much remaining. Mr. Lex has poked him down just enough, and there goes first blood, and a great gank overall. That's going to allow him to get back to the base. We're going to be picking up a couple of starter items, boots, to give us that speed for the ganking, and eventually going to be working into that Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Now, just so you know, this is before the most recent patch, this particular footage, so we will eventually probably see the Aegis built up and its final item. A little bit of gank there onto the bottom lane. Not enough to actually kill anyone, but we do pop some flashes, so overall a successful gank. Gonna head back up to the Wraith camp here and clear out all of the jungle for the time being, and a little bit low on mana, so we're gonna pick up some items, as you can see. And let's just see if the bottom lane stays up close enough. Could potentially go for a lane gank here. Mid goes down, so might need to cover that for the time being, and that's exactly what Stonewall decides to do. Pretty much a standard thing if you're going to be jungling on a champion and your lane goes down before you're able to get there. Best thing to do is shove that lane out, because generally, as a mid laner, they are going to want to shove your lane after they kill you and force you to lose a lot of creeps. So a jungler can really help out by shoving it back the other direction and make it much more difficult for that mid laner to go back, and that's exactly what Stonewall has done here. And as a mid lane player myself, personally, I can say that is a big thank you moment. So red buff for Stonewall is going to allow him to get some good ganks off. Actually, Mr. Lex coming down. We could have a three-way gank if Stonewall could get there in time, but Mr. Lex goes in a little bit premature. If Rupin stays in a little bit longer, Stonewall might get the assist. Nope, just the XP, which is good enough for now. And with this Leona a little bit low, this is a perfect opportunity for a gank on the bottom lane if they stay in any longer, and he's going to be coming in from the lane here. Ultimate is ready to go, so we could have a prison coming in. This is going to be a little bit of a critical moment. Has to wait just enough time for that vision to go away. And there it is. Prison lands onto the graves. There's not much he's going to be able to do to get out of that. A nice binding follow-up from the Lux support as well. So overall, a perfect gank opportunity. Well executed as well. And ping going in here as we see Corki roaming around. Not going to actually invade. And in fact, if he did, that would have been a bad situation for him. Stonewall now with a double buff, looking in a good spot. Going to go for that cooldown reduction and probably go for a bit of a Shirelia's Reverie. Like I said, a support jungler, and so support items going to be picked up and allow for very strong team fight. Sejuani is definitely a big team fight champion, and the amount of slow and CC that she can put out is completely devastating. So we're going to have a gank where we sit right over the top part of the wall. If he has a ward, a lot of people tend to put those wards in those jungle bushes, then that will allow him to circumvent that particular situation. Now, double kill goes on to bottom lane. Looks like a big shutdown, and just in time, Stonewall is able to get in there, and he's low enough health, has no mana, there's no way he can actually escape from this. Stonewall actually needing to use his flash to go ahead and get that because he was slowed, but overall did pick up the kill, and a nice cleanup indeed. Gonna come around to the mid lane, look for an opportunity to get a gank going. He does see that coming, but comes back into it, a little bit of damage. It's gonna give Cody a chance to at least push this out, and he can hold that down for the time being. Doesn't seem like he's going to lose too many creeps, but for now, Stonewall just going to hold on to the lane. We still haven't seen a dragon fight, but we could potentially have some contesting there pretty soon. There are wards going down. We noticed that Leona had just walked past a vision there, and after this red buff is picked up, we have a little bit of peeking down to the bottom lane here. Let's see if they're able to push them out in time for Stonewall to get back down there for another gank. It does look like he may want to go for that. Right now, Trillius has been completed, so we could have a really fast gank. And here we go, coming down for the lane gank from the base. Right now, they just need to play it cool and not make it obvious that Stonewall's going to come here and try and make sure that the lane stays in the exact position. And here we go. There's Aurelius being popped, giving everyone a little bit of extra speed. Prison lands. Leno comes in to try and help out as much as possible. It's not going to be enough. Stonewall is able to slow them just enough, and they might just get a double kill here, tanking the turret damage, as he is tanky enough to handle that. Doesn't want to allow his lane to take too much damage. And unfortunately, here we come with Corki jungle around the backside. A little bit of a missed Q from Rarupin, but it doesn't matter. He still has him slowed and is able to pick up that kill. Overall, that's going to be a 2-for-1 trade, and back to his blue buff Stonewall, making a really nice flow through the jungle, just in time to avoid the Corki coming in to try and steal that as well. So, nice timing this entire game so far. Ward being picked up finally. Stonewall's going to try and help out with the vision of this dragon area, but right now, he is already back to the same lane. Does get ulted by Leona. She is extremely terrified right now. And there's the prison. Flash out. The slow does land, however, and that could be just enough. Binding into the ultimate. Jimmy Choo is able to pick up the kill onto the graves, and another Arctic Assault is going to slow down Leona just enough. Unfortunately, here comes a little bit of pressure as Rhythm Assault gets in there, but that's an extra kill for Jimmy Choo. That's a fed carry as far as I'm concerned, and Ezreal is doing quite well at this point. Rupin, though, is going to make a big pressure here. Jimmy Choo is just able to hold in there with the help of his support, and he might pick up another kill, and Rupin's going to get outplayed here, and he was hoping he can pick up the kill, just not strong enough to make it happen. And as we can see, Stonewall now back from the base. Got a couple of extra items working on even more cooldown reduction, as that is what really makes him strong. He's going to have the ability to just completely lock down everyone that he faces with constant spamming of those abilities. Sejuani is just so strong at holding people down and locking them into position, and even especially in those long chase engagements, he's going to be able to keep them very slowed. So now back to the red buff, a little bit low here, so going to go back to the base and pick up a couple of extra items. As you can see, we do now finish the spirits, and that's going to allow him a lot of extra damage in the jungle. Fast clears as well. Bottom lane has been pushing very heavily with the help of the ganks from Stonewall. They've completely dominated their lane at this point. As you can see, more than twice as many kills and quite a big gold lead for sure. So Stonewall's going to head up to the top, try and push that down, maybe even steal that blue buff. It looks like it is up. And nope, gonna go back to the mid. I'm just trying to watch the minimap here, and there is a little bit of a catch on Lee Sin. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to kill him. He might just jump to his creeps, but Cody was almost there in time to pick up some extra damage. Just didn't have any extra CC of his own, and that's gonna put him in a bad situation though, with Rhythm Assault coming in and able to pick up that extra kill. We're going to watch a little bit as Stonewall gets away. In fact, really nice thing about Sejuani is that she's great at escaping, to be honest. Her Arctic Assault is a quite low cooldown, and you can jump over walls with that. You can just slow people down in general and then run away faster. So there's a lot of options for that. Mr. Leg's going to go down, shut down by the jungle Corki. This is going to be scary if the Corki can actually get a lot of kills and get himself a lot of gold. You'll notice he's already fed up to 7 kills at this point. And hold that thought as we have a big team fight coming in here for the dragon. Purple team picks that one up and jumps back over the wall. He's really low right now, but looks just barely misses that laser. Juking out of there, and there's the replay of the Rhythm Assault. Just standing there like, what's up? And he gets out of there, jumping over the wall as his cooldown comes right back up. Here we go. Cody, though, on their hand. He's the spaceship Corki coming back in here with the double kill. Takes out the Leona. And let's see if he can finish off anyone else going in there for the Lee Sin. But he needs to be careful because that Lee Sin is quite strong and might actually have a chance to finish him off if he stays there by himself. So he does back off for the time being. Mid lane does go down, and they are getting decent map control from the time being. However, they still are not completely out of this game yet. They're not going to have a 100% sure win. It could still come down to a bad misplay from them. And like I said, this Corki continues to get fed. They're going to have 2 carries that both have very high threat. Now, obviously, both teams have 2 carries, so it's kind of an interesting situation you don't see very often. And quite curious indeed. Ultimate coming down from the mid lane. Here we go. We could have a catch here. A lot of slows. See if this actually works out for them. All right, so items are looking pretty good right now, sitting at an Aegis, and again, this is the old patch, so he's gonna. Oh wow, that ultimate lands on all of the enemy team into a Lux ultimate. Everyone being slowed by Stonewall. He's taken a lot of damage for the team, so he actually does die there, but it was perfectly worth it if they're able to follow up on that. Unfortunately, it's still only a 1-for-1 trade, and just a beautiful ultimate overall. Double kill from the Ezreal, and they're able to push back down in here. Now, they've already taken this inhibitor, so there's not much else for them to do other than to just run in, and I don't know if tower diving is the right thing to do in this situation. Cody now going to go down, get shut down by the Graves. They didn't play that one very well. It had a great start with that ultimate, and they should have probably tried to move down to the bottom lane and pick up that turret there. Instead, they're just playing the, hey, let's go get kills and have fun game, which, you know, the game is fun, that's fine, but as far as the best idea overall, I think they could have easily taken top or bottom. You'll see both lanes are pushing right now. Rhythm Assault going to be jumping over the wall, trying to go for the kill, a little bit greedy on his part. Zack the Giant now able to pick up the Ezreal as he jumps over the wall, and he is going to make it back to safety. Stonewall back up in the game, ready to do some action here, as you can see, and he also is regrouping with the team. Zeki the Giant, what is he doing? He's getting cut out of position here, and with an ultimate, the prison goes down. He actually tries to ult away. It's just not going to be enough. He's way too slowed, and that's what is beautiful about Sejuani, is that she's got those constant slows that just never wear off. I mean, all of her abilities just boom, boom, boom. You are stuck. And there's nothing you can do. So you have to be really careful when you're playing against champions such as this. Inhibitor goes down once again right as soon as it comes back up. And they are just not giving blue team a break here. And so we could see a Baron fight here starting very shortly. Blue being picked up as looks like blue team actually comes in to try and stop them from Baroning. But Stonewall catches them right in the face with a prison. And they are caught in a bad spot here. Right now, Graves stayed alive a little bit longer than I was expecting. Overall, though, he does fall eventually. Mr. Legs coming in, gets the stun onto Wataner. Down goes Leona, and that's going to allow them to potentially just push straight through the mid. They don't even need to go for the Baron or the other lanes. And here we go. Rupin, I don't think he can stop this. This is a 1v5 situation. They've gotten all of their teammates up, and I think this is going to be close to the end here. I don't think that blue team can hold this off. In fact, that is going to be GG at this point. So thank you guys for watching this team battle guest voice. Again, guys, I'm Colby Cheese. I do a lot of pro game commentaries on my channel as well. Big friend of Stonewall, and I'm glad you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe to Stonewall and check out my channel if you so choose to. See you guys around. Peace out.